Most people try to change their lives by forcing new habits, by repeating affirmations, by using extreme willpower to bring about a change. But your life does not change when you try hard for it to change. But your life can easily change when you start acting from a future version of yourself who already has the things he want to accomplish. Every breakthrough in your career, your relationship, your wealth, and also your personal evolution happens mainly when you learn how to do identity shift. So, in today's video, I'm going to speak about how do you go about shifting your identity? How can you actually bring about a permanent change when you even move through that process? And how to rewire yourself subconsciously into a new version of yourself who already holds the things that he desires to hold in his life. So, if you're new here, I'm Vaishnavi and I'm a men's coach and I help men heal with their traumas, attachment issues, and wounded masculinity in order for them to pursue meaningful connection with themselves and also a woman as well. So, if you want to work with me and get coached by me, you can fill out the form in the description box below. I'm going to read through your answers and see if it even makes sense for us to work together. If I feel we are aligned, I will reach out to you so that we can take this journey forward. And apart from this, if you want to get any of my courses, which is related to building your masculine energy and also getting rid of your nice guy habits, you can find the link to that as well in the description box below. So, without any further ado, let's get into the video and talk about what identity shifting is all about. And before we get into that, let's first talk about what your identity is. Your identity is not your name, your age, your profession, or your history as well. It is the energetic and subconscious blueprint from which you basically act, think, feel, choose in your daily life. It is the I am behind your behavior. So, if you think of yourself as I am someone who always struggles with things, I am someone who is a shy person, I am someone who is very quiet and don't know how to communicate with others, then your subconscious mind would always make sure the reality external to you matches your internal belief system. So your identity has been forming over past many years, taking into consideration all the experiences, all the heartbreaks, all the rejection, also all the good things that has happened to you. So your subconscious is basically a mix of every experience that you have gone through in this life. So let's say you are 25 years old. So your identity is all the things you have gone through in your daily life in the past 25 years. Your subconscious has been forming ever since you were born, especially from the age of 0 to 7. And the worst part is, we don't even remember what we go through from the age of 0 to 7, which is why most of us do not have any freaking clue as to what exactly is in our subconscious. The only thing that you can do is actually analyzing your present day behavior and trying to find the connection with where this behavior even originates from. Why do you think in certain manner? Why do you behave in certain manner? Why do you think you're a shy person? Why do you feel you're good for nothing? And similarly, if your subconscious identity or belief system says, I am unworthy of love, you are constantly going to get attracted to women who are not going to be emotionally available or who are not going to choose you. Similarly, if your subconscious believes that money is very hard to earn or I will always be in this wealth income class, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you work, even if you start a business, that's going to fail because your subconscious belief system says otherwise. Your subconscious believes that your money situation is never going to change no matter what. And now let's talk about why most of the change that you try to make in your identity does not stick. This is the biggest reason why your identity shifting fails again and again. Because you are very focused on the result, but you're not focused on the version of you, the identity that is actually creating the result. You try to change your habits without actually working on the self concept that drives those habits. You try to change your emotions without actually working on the belief system that even produces these emotions. You try to change the amount in your bank balance without actually understanding what is your perception about money as well. And if you are someone who fears money, or if you are someone who thinks, money is the root of all evil, congratulations, you will always be broke in your entire life because your subconscious will say, your wish is my command. And similarly, even when it comes to relationship as well, right? You might be someone who wants a healthy relationship, but your belief system and your identity matches the version of a person who always expects abandonment. So, of course, your subconscious would naturally get attracted to women who are going to abandon you. And this is not because you're not trying hard enough, and this is not because of the lack of willpower. This is because you are very loyal to that old identity of yours. And there is some kind of comfort that we find when it comes to being in that chaos as well. There's a lot of discomfort that comes when we try to change ourselves, and your subconscious does not want discomfort. Your subconscious likes consistency. So, if you've been consistently wiring and firing the same kind of thoughts since your childhood, it's going to be very hard for you to change that. I said hard, but not impossible. Now, let's talk about the subconscious and your identity blueprint. So, your mind is divided into two parts. 5% is your conscious mind. This is the analytical, logical part of your mind. 95% is your subconscious, which you have absolutely no access to when you are in your waking life. Now, for instance, when you're listening to me speak, you're using your conscious mind, your 5%, to actually understand the things that I'm saying. But your patterns, your traumas, your fears, your belief system lives in your subconscious, and it is not very evident when you're operating in your external daily life. Now, what happens is, whatever you have learned about yourself, if you've had any traumatic experiences which was very emotionally charged, and if you thought something about yourself in that moment, then these belief systems go very quickly into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious can only be accessed when you relax yourself into lower brainwave states. This is why it's very easy for you to access your subconscious, especially when you do something like meditation. But most of you guys do not want to do that, right? So, most of you guys would not ever be able to access your subconscious, and your identity is never going to change. And another key moment where your subconscious is wide open is just when you wake up from your sleep, when your logical brain is just kickstarting, and also when you go to bed at night. Basically, any moment of the day where you are so relaxed and you're not trying to use a lot of willpower to think something, your subconscious is wide active then. And the irony is, 95% of your day is actually driven by your subconscious. When you wake up in the morning and you have to brush your teeth, right? Do you think how to hold the brush? Do you think this is how I put the paste? No, these are all automatic actions because you've done it so many, many, many times. Anything that is automatic is basically coming from your subconscious. Even your urge to actually just pick up the phone and check the notification or open your Instagram as well, these are all automatic habits that you're not consciously thinking of. Anything that's automatic comes from your subconscious. Now, a lot of anxiety, a lot of sadness, a lot of depression, a lot of negativity also comes from your anxiety. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you are so anxious and you are not able to control it, even though you're trying to make logical arguments to yourself? Why is that? Because your subconscious identity belongs to that of an anxious person. This is why whenever you say, hey, I have high levels of anxiety, I'm so depressed, in a way this also acts as an affirmation. You're affirming to yourself that I am anxious, I am depressed. So your subconscious believes in that more and more, and whatever your subconscious mind believes is going to be the truth in your reality. So, in the beginning, you might have to actually engage discipline to do the subconscious rewiring work. And as long as you don't do that, nothing is going to change about your personality. When my clients come and work with me, one of the modality that I basically do with them is hypnotherapy. Why hypnotherapy? Because it's the fastest way to access your subconscious. So I don't speak to them for endless hours about their problem, because talking about their problem is not going to resolve the problem. In fact, give them the homework to basically do hypnotherapy for at least 60 to 90 days, where I am giving their subconscious mind new suggestions. These are forming into new belief systems, which eventually changes their identity. And this is a message one of my clients basically sent me after doing hypnotherapy for like few days. This is basically rewiring you from inside out. And that identity shift inside you slowly starts happening when the future self, that future version of you, that person's identity becomes more saturated in your subconscious. But until that identity is saturated in your subconscious, you're going to have to repeat that every single day. Now, if you don't want to do hypnotherapy, you can also do it through meditation. But apart from meditations and hypnotherapy or going in low brainwave states, there is absolutely no way you can actually rewire your subconscious. This is why talk therapy is not that effective, because you can talk again and again and again about your problem. What talk therapy does is it only brings the unconscious pattern into awareness, into the conscious mind. But awareness alone is not going to solve your problems and going to shift your identity. You possibly need to go back into the root of where that wound was created and feel all the stored emotions in your body, which is also something that I do with hypnotherapy, for you to easily shift into that new version. As long as you have stuck stored emotions in your body, it's going to be hard for you to actually shift into that new identity, because emotions are also the language of your subconscious. So let's say if you had a very bad breakup 5 years back, and in that breakup it affected you so much, you spent a lot of time crying during that process, and then you believe that, hey, I am never good enough. Guess what? The emotional charge of that thought is so high that it goes straight into your subconscious. And even though right now in your present life you might not be crying about this person or the breakup, but that emotional charge is still stored in your subconscious. And tomorrow, when you meet a new woman, you're going to have the same fears acting up in that moment. So, how to shift your identity with subconscious programming? Your subconscious responds to emotions very fast. So, let's say if you actually want to achieve a goal, start a business, then you have to visualize yourself being that person, but at the same time you have to feel the emotions of how would you feel when you actually get to that place. Because as I said, your emotions are the fastest way and gateway into your subconscious as well. The second thing is repetition. You have to repeat a scene, or you have to repeat a thought enough and more time for it to actually get saturated in your subconscious. Now if you do affirmations, it does work, but the progress is very, very slow, because affirmation still works with the conscious mind. You have to keep thinking the same affirmations for at least like 10 hours, or 8 hours, or as many hours as possible in the waking day, for it to slowly start moving into your subconscious. But at the same time, if you are in a relaxed brainwave state, if you are in a meditative state, and then you say these affirmations, it goes faster into your subconscious, because your logical brain is not acting up in these moments. And visualizations work so beautifully because it uses imagery to show your subconscious. Even when you're visualizing with your eyes closed, your subconscious doesn't know what's real and what's not real. So you can close your eyes and you can think of yourself as, traveling somewhere in a beautiful sea or by the beach or something. Your subconscious in that moment believes that you are actually there, because your subconscious does not have eyes. So imagery works really fast as well. And the last step is embodied action. Now, most of the people make the mistake of first taking the action and then hoping things will work out. This is why when most people start business, it eventually fails, because they are starting it from the version of them, from the identity that believes that entrepreneurship is very hard and the success is not guaranteed. So, of course, when you have these belief systems, you are bound to fail. This is why before you actually start action, right? Start rewiring your subconscious. And when you rewire your subconscious over the days, when you're doing some random stuff, you're going to get an intuitive idea, you're going to get some jolt of, an inspired idea as well. And then you take the embodied, inspired action based on your gut feeling. This is the fastest way for you to get to that success as well. And the biggest reason most people fail to do the identity shift is because they are addicted to the old version of them. Your subconscious is so addicted to the old patterns that it doesn't want to let go of its grip. So what happens is two frequency, which is two version of you, starts existing at the same time. The version of you that's going towards the future and the version of you that's stuck in the past. As long as this version does not become stronger, and as long as this version of you is not perceived more closely by your subconscious, you are going to find it very hard to actually shift into that new identity. And the quickest way happens when you actually acknowledge your limiting beliefs, your fears, your belief system. You feel them out, you work around them, and then you start rewiring yourself into a new future, because there is no unprocessed junk. The biggest problem that happens is when you just identity shift without actually dealing with the junk in your subconscious and the past traumas. What you're doing is you're suppressing your emotions. Anything that is suppressed, eventually it comes out. This is why when you possibly have the next breakup, everything from the past breakup comes and hits you like a truck and you collapse altogether. You can't say that, oh, you want to be wealthy, but keep identifying as someone who is not earning so well. You can't say that, you want healthy love when you're constantly getting attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable to you. You can't say that you want to be successful when you believe that the only way to be successful is through struggle. Wherever there is high resistance, your subconscious is going to say, no way we are doing that. And this is how you go back into that old version of you. So the identity shift completes when you let that old version of you die. The belief systems, the fears, the limiting beliefs, all the junk, when you let go of it, because you understand you don't need to hold on to that anymore. Just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future. So remember, your reality doesn't change when you want something. It changes when you embody that new version of yourself. And it doesn't change when you hope for something, but it changes when you have conviction that your life would actually change. There is a very big difference between hope and conviction. As long as you're certain you're going to get to that place, that certainty also has a big effect when it comes to your subconscious belief system. So I hope this episode was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.